Saudi Arabia and Russia, two of the world's largest exporters of oil, have extended voluntary oil production cuts until the end of the year. Melchizedek Cadiz has the details.
Oil prices jumped after Saudi Arabia and Russia announced the extension of oil production cuts until December 2023. Riyadh will extend its 1 million barrel per day voluntary oil production cut, while Moscow will reduce its oil exports by 300,000 barrels per day until the end of the year. U.S. President Joe Biden last year warned Saudi Arabia of unspecified consequences for partnering with Russia on oil production cuts amid an ongoing war with Ukraine. Meanwhile, the oil-rich kingdom pledged to monitor the market and could take further action if necessary. Saudi Arabia first implemented the 1 million barrel per day cut in July and has extended it every month since then. Reporting this has been Melchizedek Cadiz, SMNI News, Kuwait.
The United Arab Emirates promised to plant 10 mangrove trees for every visitor who will attend the upcoming climate change conference in Dubai in November. Grate Romori reports.
The UAE is set to host the Conference of the Parties of the UNFCCC, more commonly referred to as COP28, in November. The event is set to attract about 80,000 attendees from around the world. The Gulf state announced an ambitious target ahead of the international gathering by promising to plant 10 mangrove trees for every attendee. The 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference will be held between November 30 to December 12, 2023 at Expo City, Dubai. The ambitious pledge could mean that an estimated 800,000 mangrove trees could be planted in Abu Dhabi after the event. The mangrove trees will be planted in coastal areas during the winter months, which is said to be the best time for the species to grow. The Environment Agency Abu Dhabi said local officials will plant the mangroves using drone technology in the last quarter of the year. The pledge is part of the UAE National Net Zero 2050 initiative and the country's goal of planting 100 million mangroves by 2030. Reporting from Dubai, this has been Gratero Omori, SMNI News, United Arab Emirates.
In Brazil, thousands have been displaced due to a cyclone that ravaged the southern part of the country. Fatalities have also been reported. Margaret Parcasio will give us more details.
On Tuesday, officials say at least 21 have died from the extratropical cyclone that battered southern Brazil, particularly in the state of Rio Grande do Sul. Among those who died included a man killed by an electrical shock in the town of Passo Fundo, and a couple whose car was swept away by a river as they tried to cross a bridge in the town of Ibiraiaras. In addition to the 21 fatalities, reports say one death was also confirmed in the neighboring state of Santa Catarina. Authorities said the state of Rio Grande do Sul saw hail and more than 300 millimeters or almost 12 inches of rain in less than 24 hours. Since the severe weather began Monday, reports say thousands have been displaced, and the City Hall at Mukum recommended that residents seek out supplies to meet their needs for the next 72 hours, as authorities warn more flooding is possible with more rain forecast from Thursday. Rio Grande do Sul Governor Eduardo Leite said that about 60 cities were affected by the storm, and Mukum City Mayor Matheus Trojan, quote, "There are still people missing. The death toll might climb higher," end of quote. However, President Lula da Silva said the federal government is ready to help. Currently, many of those affected are still without contact. It can be noted that around 10 million of Brazil's 203 million population are at risk of landslide or flooding due to the areas they live in. Reporting, this is Margaret Parcasio, SMNI News.